Welcome, young heroes in training. It is I, Frequency H, and today we're going to talk about All Might, a fan theory that some have come up with, which I'm going to elaborate on. All Might's hidden quirk. First off, we know from the manga and anime, Toshinari, otherwise known as All Might, explained before he received the power quirk One for All, he himself was quirkless, obtaining the power One for All, given to him by his predecessor, who in turn received it from her predecessor, gave him the ability to become a hero. The history of the quirk, One for All, goes back to the user of the stockpiling quirk All for One, and his seemingly quirkless brother. After he gave the power to his brother, the younger brother's hidden quirk, the ability to pass on quirks to others, became useful, and thus the cycle began. I bring this point up as the quirkless brother had a quirk that wasn't of any use until he received a quirk. Although he had always had the quirk to pass on quirks, without actually having a quirk, makes the passing on ability completely useless. So, All Might's hidden quirk has a similar function, on its own completely useless in a sense, but combined with One for All, had a purpose. The hidden quirk that many have theorized is his ability to expand his muscles. In effect, Toshinari can transform from a weak bony guy to a towering muscular juggernaut. The idea that this ability was hidden is based on the explanation of the Doctor in the early episodes of Season 1, when he explains Midoriya may develop a quirk in later years, but it is unlikely. And although I brought up Midoriya, it does have the same principles that apply to Toshinari. It is possible that All Might's transforming quirk may have been triggered when he received the power to fill those muscles, but aren't directly linked. The idea that All for One needing a place to be stored once activated would make sense. Let's take Midoriya for 1 second. He, when he uses One for All, does not expand his muscles like All Might does when he uses it. Why? Because the muscular form isn't linked to the quirk. Simple. Toshinari explains to Midoriya that he must bulk up and make his body stronger, or One for All will tear his body apart if he ever used it. Gran Torino also explains to Midoriya that Toshinari was able to use One for All practically instantly when he received the power from Shimuru, and from various flashbacks we see Toshinari was always slim and frail, looking even in his youth. I believe this to be the case in explaining why All Might can still retain the form without the One for All quirk shown at the end of episode 11 of season 3 after he defeats All for One. So, Toshinari's useless quirk to expand his muscle mass but not his strength, combined with One for All to fill those muscles with power, makes a lot of sense. Imagine having an empty battery with space to fill. When the battery is empty, the battery is completely useless. Filled with power, it becomes useful again. If you use bigger batteries, you can store more power. So the bigger the muscles are, the more power you can store in them. And if you have a lot of power, you need a lot of muscle to fill those. With the transformation to expand his muscles to that size, he's able to store the power in those muscles and then use 100% of the power without breaking his body. This is just a very basic explanation of what I'm trying to say, but you do get the idea behind my explanation. There are hundreds of theories surrounding this state and form, but the outline idea I believe is the most likely and makes the most sense. So the idea that the two quirks are actually linked some way does have a lot of reverence to it, but I believe because it being unique to Toshinari only, that we know of, it seems like it could just be a quirk that is his own personal quirk. It's more probable that it's a quirk that only Toshinari has himself, aside from the One for All quirk that was given to him. So thank you, young hero, for stopping by and listening to me ramble for a little while. I hope you enjoyed this theory, and I hope you come back for more in the future. So stay cool, keep it real, and remember, go beyond, Plus Ultra!